What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Hopefully, you guys had a great Thursday. This weekend is getting closer and closer, so make sure you guys take advantage of it. Hopefully, the weather's good. But hey, appreciate all the new subscribers. And if you are a new listener, you're checking out the Cowboys Cave, you're checking out Mike Tag, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the video. Share it with Cowboys Nation. Spread the word, spread the love, but appreciate more than ever all our subscribers. You guys make the channel happen. And again, this channel's made for the fans, by the fans. We're just kicking it, trying to figure out a way to get these Cowboys that sixth Lombardi championship that we've been waiting so long for. So we're going to figure this thing out together, the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between. So the thing I wanted to talk about today, it's been on my mind. We had a great live show last night with Kelly and I. We had our fan of the month, Ronnie, who had an absolutely sick, unbelievable man cave. So if you guys missed that video, go check it out. But the conversation always comes up. And to me, the 2025 Cowboys, it's going to come down to the defense. And in particular, it's really going to come down to the run defense. Can this team stop the run? Can they stop it a little bit? Right now, we've been the worst the last few years. Can they get improvement even to be top 15? I mean, we'll take that. And I think if they're top 15, all signs point to a pretty damn good season for the Cowboys. But look at what they did in the offseason. We look at what they've done in the draft. Was it enough? Is the draft going to solve their problems? I don't know. I mean, they got two young guys, late round draft picks. My man Toya, big dude, 342 pounds. He is a one tech. He is big. He's a space eater. But I mean, he was graded a little higher, but he was a 7th round pick. That's a lot of hope you're putting on a late round pick to solve the woes. So you've got Osa. Let's look at what we've got, and primarily focusing on that defensive tackle, right? So you got Osa and you got Mozzie. Those are your two main guys that you've got. Osa, they re-signed. Osa is more of a pass rushing defensive tackle, 3 tech, but we're going to need him to stop the run. He has the ability to do it. A little undersized for a defensive tackle when you compare him to some of these other guys, but my man's got some skills, and I think he can hold up his end of the bargain. Then it gets a little tricky because then you go over to Mozzie. And Mozzie has just hadn't been a good career. Good start to the career for him. He was ranked, one of the worst defensive tackles in the NFL last season. He's a 1st-round pick just 2 years removed. So they see the potential. They just haven't gotten the best out of him. So is it him or is it scheme? And that's what we always come back to. And that's the big question that's always asked is, can scheme solve the problems, or you just don't have the personnel? It doesn't matter what scheme you do, and nothing's going to get fixed. So they did do some free agent signings and get Solomon Thomas. He's a veteran guy, 30 years old, played with the Jets, drafted by San Francisco, a top 5 pick. But again, he's had a career, but has he had a career worthy of being a top 4 pick? Probably not. So he's coming to the Cowboys. And again, they got Justin Rogers, who they drafted last year from, I believe it was Auburn, if my memory is right. He's a big kid, 340 plus, and then they had my man Aiken. I don't want to butcher his last name, but you got him as a rookie who's 306 pounds. Again, you're counting on a 7th round draft pick. So that's their defensive tackles. I mean, nothing that's, going to get you pumped up and get you excited. But this is what I'm going to say. Scheme matters. And Eberflus has a pretty damn good scheme. He's got a track record of success against the run as a defensive coordinator. He was top 10 every year when he was with the Indianapolis Colts. He was a linebackers coach for the Cowboys from 11 to, I think, 17. Before that, I think he was with the Browns. You think about some of the linebackers, obviously, Sean Lee. He had our man from Auburn who got a little bit of trouble, Rolando McClain, but he resurrected, his career in Dallas. Eberflus was a linebackers coach. They always had some solid linebackers within that era, working under Rob Ryan, working under Monty Kiffin and Marinelli were the defensive coordinators through that time. So if you look at that mindset of those coaches, specifically Marinelli and Kiffin, the way they run their defenses. It's not a lot of gimmick, not a lot of tricks. It's scheme. Scheme matters to them, and they hope to out scheme your guys. They don't blitz a whole ton, but that could change. Eberflus blitzed a little bit more as head coach with the Bears, but again, it was defensive coordinator but he got a little bit more aggressive. But I think personnel matters for him as well. He didn't have Micah Parsons. He didn't have Sam Williams. He didn't have Dante Fowler. He didn't have Nealon, and they got Eazy-E, who they drafted, who the sky's the limit to this guy. There was some people that had rated number 2 pass rusher in the draft. Little undersized, but he takes advantage of every move and speed and first move and everything. So you've got that. They signed a free agent, Peyton Turner. Again, that's just kind of filling the gap, so to speak. So the defensive front is not, take Parsons out of it, is not the strength of this team, but they're going to have to be solid, and they're going to have to be able to get the job done. And I believe with the scheme, they can get the job done. Now, are they going to be the 85 Bears? Are they going to be the Ravens or the Bucks? No, but they need to be able to hold that line and get the linebackers to be able to do their work. And the Cowboys have signed some linebackers in free agency, so they've got a couple guys coming in. Obviously, Overshown is the big X factor that he's coming off an injury. You don't know when he's going to play. So there's a lot of levels within this defense that there's question marks. And then you can get into the secondary. And then obviously you don't know what's going to happen with Diggs coming off an injury. You got Bland. They drafted Ravel, who sky's the limit, for him as well. He's very highly touted coming out of college. He did have an injury early on in college that he's, obviously got to recover from, but a lot of people had him as a first-round grade. So the defense, again, they don't have to be great. We just can't have them be terrible. They got to be good, but the run defense is going to be critical. And I don't think they've answered everything. And if you look at free agency, there's really nothing left. So the guys that they have in house, that's pretty much who they're running with, unless they make any kind of trade, which I don't see them happening, having to do at defensive tackle, hopefully maybe in wide receiver, but that's for another show. But what are your guys' thoughts on this defense? Do you think scheme matters? Do you think Eberflus can get the most? That's the thing. When you're talking about scheme, you're talking about getting every inch, every ounce, every breath of talent out of every person on this team and on this defense. And can he do that? Can Eberflus do that? He's proven he's been able to do it. The Colts defense didn't have a bunch of stars on it. Obviously, they got Shaq Leonard later in the second year, and he was, he developed him, and obviously he did a great job himself and went ahead and became an All-Pro and perennial All-Pro and Pro Bowler for his time during there. But the Colts defense didn't have a lot of household names, didn't have a lot of All-Pros and Pro Bowlers scattered around. So this Dallas defense is more talented. Can he get all that talent out of that team? It's discipline. That's the thing we've talked about that's probably hurt this team more than anything over the past few years is discipline. Lack of discipline, pre-snap penalties, mistakes, people trying to play hero ball instead of just do your job as Belichick always used to say in New England. Just do your job. Stay in your gap. Stay in your lane. Do what you need to do and let the person around you take care of the business, whether getting a sack or stop the run. So I think if they can infuse that in this team, and I believe, again, Eberflus has a track record for it, it's something that's going to happen. But what's your opinion? Because this is something I'm going to be keeping my eye on throughout the offseason, throughout training camp, and really seeing how these players adapt to his scheme and how Eberflus adapts his scheme to his players and his skill set. And again, getting every ounce of talent, every ounce out of these players to get them at the highest level. Can he get Mozzie to live up to that first-round grade? Can he get Nealon and Williams to elevate their game? Williams coming off an injury, Nealon coming off a rookie season who was banged up. Get him there. Can he get Eazy-E to be a true difference maker? when Overshown's back? Can he get him to be that all-pro that we all think and believe that he can be, and a talent's there? Can he, there's so many question marks. I know my man Kelly always says hope. I'm not going to say hope. It's just some question marks and things that we got to get answers. So Cowboys Nation, leave a comment. Is run defense your biggest concern on this team altogether? And I'll even include our wide receivers, because I know people are saying we need to get another wide receiver. I've been saying it, so I got no problem with it. But to me, number one thing that the Cowboys need to take care of in training camp, in preseason, if they're going to go anywhere this season, it's got to be fixing this run defense. So leave a comment. Let me know what you think. More importantly, appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the love you give the Cowboys Cave and Mike Tag. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that comment. This season's going to be starting soon. We're going to hit that lull, but we've got a lot of stuff going on in the Cowboys Cave, so you don't want to miss any of it. So make sure you stay tuned, and I'll be seeing you guys, I'm sure, over the weekend. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.